Welcome to another deep dive into the strange mechanics of the Jeremyverse. In the landscape of modern storytelling, the boundaries of logic and absurdity often blur. But rarely do they shatter as completely as they did during what fans are now calling the Pixie Plates incident. It is a moment that begins with a simple, mundane question and ends with the literal fabric of reality rippling in response. The incident starts when someone asks a question that in any other context might seem whimsical but harmless. "Have you seen my Pixie plates?" Jeremy, without hesitation, without blinking, and without even acknowledging the inherent absurdity of the inquiry, replies with four words that have since sent the community into a spiral of metaphysical speculation. He says, "Oh, that, I ate it." There is a pause, a blink, a sense of the universe tilting on its axis. When the inevitable follow-up question of why is asked, Jeremy simply shrugs and offers a single sideways sentence. It is gluten-free. With that one statement, the internal physics of this world are forever altered. In this episode, we will take a look at the mechanics behind this interaction, dissect the reaction of the spectral observers, and see how the appearance of flares signals a shift in the local frequency. To understand why this moment is so significant, we have to look at the character of Larry. Larry has been dead long enough to witness every flavor of human nonsense imaginable. He is the ultimate straight man in a world that has lost its verticality. His reaction to Jeremy is telling. He claims to have seen a man argue with a toaster for 47 minutes, yet he finds this specific event entirely new. He studies Jeremy like a rare cosmic anomaly, and it is through Larry's eyes that we realize we are not just witnessing a joke, but a fundamental breach in standard reality. The moment Larry finishes his ghost rant, the environment begins to change. It is not a dramatic shift with loud sound cues or flashing lights. Instead, we see the unmistakable flary flicker. Spark dust begins drifting in from a neighboring universe that seemingly overheard the joke and decided to participate. These flares drift into the frame like extras who wandered onto the wrong set. One bumps into a cabinet. Another hovers over a sour cream commercial as if it is studying the contents for nutritional value. A third tries to sit in a chair but phases through it, while a fourth glows simply because it does not know what else to do. This is where the technical side of the Jeremyverse becomes fascinating. The universe is reacting to the emotional frequency spike caused by Jeremy's logic. When the absurdity reaches a certain threshold, the barrier between the known world and the between thins. This is why the camera immediately snaps to Harper Faye and Ray Riva-Luminel. They are perfectly still and perfectly composed. They are the only ones who seem aware that edible dishware chaos is unfolding on a multidimensional level. Harper blinks once, slow and deliberate. Riva tilts her head as if she is listening to a frequency no one else can hear. This is the moment where the audience expects an explanation, and Harper provides it in her soft, luminous, between-tuned voice. She says, "Okay, awesome. So here's what is happening. This cut works because in this specific universe, flares appear when emotional frequency spikes. Harper appears when meaning needs translation, and Riva appears when the signal needs stabilizing. They are the interpreters of chaos and the translators of the vibe. When the audience collectively thinks, what does that even mean? The camera finds them because they are the only ones who can bridge the gap between nonsense and secret sense. The core of the incident lies in what we can call the portal sentence. Jeremy's claim that the plates were gluten-free is not just a punchline. It is a gateway into fairy logic. The chain of reasoning is actually quite rigorous if you accept the initial premises. First, Pixie plates sound like a snack. Second, if something is labeled as gluten-free, it is categorized as edible. Third, if it is edible, Jeremy will eat it. Therefore, the conversation is over. This is the emotional physics of the Jeremyverse. It is a closed loop of reasoning that leaves no room for traditional protest. As Harper finishes her explanation, we see the universe begin to stabilize. Riva nods, tuning the frequency back into a state of coherence. The flares drift away like spark dust losing interest in a fading signal. Larry sighs, feeling a sense of relief mixed with lingering confusion. Meanwhile, Jeremy stands there entirely unbothered. To him, eating enchanted dishware is just a normal Tuesday. It is a minor dietary adjustment rather than a cosmic event. But the universe always has the last word. As the scene closes, there is a faint, almost imperceptible whisper that says, "Daisy brand sour cream." It is the final piece of the puzzle, a nonsensical anchor that confirms the absurdity has been successfully integrated into the timeline. It serves as a reminder that in this world, the most profound truths are often hidden behind the most ridiculous statements. So, what do you guys think? Is Jeremy's logic a sign of a higher understanding of fairy artifacts? Or is he simply a man who takes gluten-free labels far too literally? Does the appearance of fairies during domestic disputes suggest that our own reality might be more reactive than we think? It is an interesting, murky gray area of metaphysical comedy, and I am interested to see what you have to say in the comments. The Pixie Plates incident serves as a perfect case study for how this series handles world building. It does not rely on massive explosions or high-stakes battles. Instead, it builds its mythology through the consumption of porcelain and the reactions of the dead. It reminds us that sometimes the most effective way to break reality is to simply ask for the nutritional facts of a dinner plate. Thank you for watching and sticking around for this analysis. We have been looking at a lot of these character interactions lately, and the depth of the Jeremyverse continues to surprise us. If you are new to the channel, subscribing would mean a lot as we continue to track these anomalies. We will be back soon with more breakdowns of the between and the frequencies that govern it. Until then, keep an eye on your kitchenware, especially if it is gluten-free.